What's up, YouTube sports bettors? So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up my September calendars for you guys. I know there's one more day left in September. I don't expect I will be betting anything today. It's rare that I miss a day, but on the 17th I also did. As you can see from the calendars on the screen. But just not really crazy about the bets. There's only Monday Night Football and I think a handful of baseball bets, so maybe 7 altogether. And I'd kind of just like to end September where it is because it was a very good month, and then we'll hopefully be able to start back up again October 1st. NHL season begins next week, I believe, and then college basketball is just around the corner too, so we're going to have a ton of bets available. Fortunately, I'm in my last week of school. I'll be finishing up my master's in business, and then I will have a lot more time to dedicate to this, which I'm very excited about. So yeah, these are the calendars. These are in Pikkit. Nice thing about Pikkit is you can show it in units, in ROI, and in dollars. So again, this isn't a crazy profit, but you have to keep in mind I'm a $10 better per unit. So if you were a $100 better, you multiply this by 10, and you would have close to $4,000 profit for September, 6% ROI, and 38.4 units up. So Pikkit knows like your unit size, so it knows that my units are $10 units. So on this day I won $100. You can see 109, 59, 5.96 is $59.6, so on and so on. You can link up the units with the dollars by just basically moving the decimal over. That will tell you how many dollars you made. And since I don't have any bets today, but if you want to tail me on Pikkit, this is my handle. All my bets are public. There's no cost, no nothing like that. So if you want to follow, keep in mind if you see a bet from me on Pikkit, that every bet I make is EV, whether it is boosted up by a promotion or if Outlier has declared it an EV. If you're new to my channel, EV is expected value. That just means that you're getting the bet at a price cheaper than what you should. So those are the kind of bets that I make. I've been doing this since June, the entire month. Again, mostly betting every day. I miss a couple days, but generally every day. And I have seen nothing but profits. Couple months like August was very lean. I think it was a $79 profit for the month, but every month since June has been green. I'm not sure if you can see that on my Pikkit, but I'll probably end up doing some kind of end of the year thing where I show all the calendars for the whole rest of the year. So June, July, August, September, October, November, December when we get there, so you guys can see the total for 2024. Again, it was only half the year that I discovered this, so it's not going to be the whole year. But I wanted to give you something to take away for today, so I'm going to discuss middle betting in the next slide, which is another feature on Outlier that you can use. So we'll go ahead and get into that. So basically, middle betting, now this is an example I would not use, but they didn't have any positive ones today that I saw, again, because there's not too many games today. But middle betting is basically, you want this number to be a positive. This is a negative 0.83%, which makes this a bad middle bet. But essentially what you're looking for are discrepancies between two books that also have the, whether it's yards or points, there's a mismatch of basically this one's over 24.5, this one's under 25.5. So the magic number here would be 25. If DeAndre Hopkins got 25 receiving yards, you would make $196.66, assuming that you staked. It looks like it has you set up for $200 here. Middle betting is very similar to arbitrage. If you can find a positive middle bet, so anything above, ideally 1% or higher just to get a good return, you can make some money. It's also good if you just want to rack up rewards points, especially because you're betting two different sports books. They're probably not going to know that you're betting both sides of the bet. Just make sure you never do that in the same sports book, obviously. Although for a sports book, I haven't seen it, to actually set the lines that way would be a huge mistake on their part, so you probably wouldn't even find it there. But you also see how these stakes are very peculiar numbers, so like 58.33, 141.67. I would also recommend rounding up to the nearest 0 or 5 if you can. And the way you do that is there's a little feature in Outlier where you can play around with the stake amount, and I would just go up to a certain amount until you get this very close to $60 and this very close to 140 or something like that, and bet it like that and sacrifice a few pennies, or even you could sacrifice the entire profit on if you just hit one of them and hope you hit the middle. Because again, if it's literally, I mean, this one's not even a big risk. If you're willing to lose $1.68 or $1.66 for the chance to win 196, you can do that. And like I said, the nice thing about middle betting and arbitrage betting is you can get a lot of perks and rewards and upgrades to your sports status on that particular book or books, because you're wagering a lot of money. Like, you can obviously, if you have the money to put in, you can wager 500 total on these two bets, and you're only really risking, in that case it might be like $2 or $3. But again, I would look for ones that are positive, because if it's positive, you'll win no matter what. You'll either win a little bit or you'll win a lot if that middle bet hits. But that's essentially, it's like arbitrage with the chance to win a lot if the exact number hits. Usually it's going to be like one number. I have seen like a couple examples where it'll be 2 yards or 2 points. That's a very good middle bet, I would say, if you're willing again to risk losing a couple bucks to try to hit that middle, even if it's a negative middle bet. That's kind of like a fun little gambling side bet thing, because again, if you're talking about losing a couple bucks, like, what the hell, you might as well try to hit that middle bet. But that's another feature on Outlier. Like I said, it's kind of like arbitrage plus betting, I would say, because you do have the potential to make a lot more, because arbitrage is set at, you have to bet a lot to make a little. Like, I'm talking hundreds or even thousands to make, 70 or $80. But this is nice if you hit that middle. I actually ended up on one bet, it was a total accident. I bet an over and an under on a college game, and I believe it was like an under 48 and a half and an over 47 and a half. And so the magic number was 48, and I hit 48, so I won both. Or maybe I said that backwards. Under 48 and a half and over 47 and a half. 48 was the magic number. And I hit both of them. So, if it's a happy accident, that's always fun. But I would definitely check this out, especially as we get into more and more games, because there's going to be a lot of opportunities for middle betting. It shows up quite a bit in college sports because there's more discrepancies and lines in college sports. Pro sports a little harder to come by. And if you do see it in pro sports, oftentimes you're going to see this negative percent right here. But like I said, if you're willing to take a chance that he gets 25 yards, you can win a lot, and you're not risking much at all to try to hit that. Like, it's, where else are you going to be able to only risk less than $2 to win potentially almost 200? But like I said, if you're going to do this, make sure you don't bet these goofy amounts. This is a huge red flag for sports books to investigate what the hell you're doing if they see stuff like this, because who the hell bets this amount? Most players bet in increments of $5 or $10. So as long as you're ending in 0 or 5, I think you're okay. But just make sure that you do not bet a goofy amount like that, because you're going to get looked at for sure. And if they figure out that you're middle betting or arbitrage betting, they can always restrain your limits, or even close your account if it's severe enough. So I would say definitely stay away from this. And another fail-safe to this, if you have someone that you trust, if you're worried about sportsbooks figuring out that you're doing this in different accounts, it's harder for them to do that. But if they do figure that out, or you're worried about that, you can always use a friend or a family member, have them in one account, you in the other, and you can bet, and then just split the winnings if you trust them, because that way they're never going to know that you're doing that. But definitely stay away from these goofy amounts. Round it down, round it up. Again, play with the stake tool. It has where you can adjust the amount. I just screenshotted this at the base, which again it looks like is $200. So I would play around with that and see if you can get it to come much closer to either ending in 5 or 0, and then just round it and take the loss. You might even end up breaking completely even if you do that, but you always have the chance to win the middle, and eventually you're going to hit some middle bets. So I would say it's definitely fun to add a few of those to your betting slips for the day. Like I said, even if you end up winning 5 cents or 10 cents, you got a lot of perks points on those sports books. And if you bet enough, I mean, some sports books have promotions where if you bet X amount in so many days, you can get free bets or you can get a match or whatever. So if you want to use this to just get the freebies, you can always do that, especially if you can find both books doing that, then you can bet on both sides in those books. So I would definitely recommend adding this to your strategy. I will be doing a lot more of this, like I said, as we get more games on the slate coming up. But I wanted to go over how middle betting works. It's a little bit better than arbitrage, I think, because again, you have the potential to win quite a bit more than arbitrage. Because arbitrage, like I said, it takes so much money to win just a little bit, but it is guaranteed. So, that if you're more of a I want to make sure I win money type of bettor, arbitrage is a fail-safe as long as you're not discovered. Again, stay away from this. Arbitrage will do the same thing as middle betting, where they'll give you these goofy amounts. Make sure you round them, eat the losses of the rounding, and just be patient. That's really the main thing. It's even including expected value betting, which is what I'm doing, and that's all I do, along with occasional middle betting and arbitrage, because those are fail-safe betting strategies as well. It's going to take patience and time and discipline to not bet too much on one bet. Like I said, I just do a straight 10. As I get more practice, I might start incorporating the Kelly criterion, which is also another feature Outlier offers, which tells you how to size your bets relative to the expected value percentage that you will get on a given bet. So I'll go ahead and wrap it up there. Hope you guys are having a great start to your week, and I will catch you hopefully at the start of October, or might even wait until maybe this weekend to pop out another video because it's going to be college football until then. I know baseball's kind of winding down, so it might not be until the weekend that I post another video, but best of luck to all of you betting, and I hope you find my videos informational and helpful. If you like the content, please like, share, subscribe, comment, let me know your strategies, and let's go ahead and build a sports betting community. All right, catch you guys on the next one.